Hey guys, it's Oswald Alvarez with Winterman Advocacy. This is just a brief forward of, I forgot to do this when I originally recorded the video that this is going into. A couple of things. First of all, this video gets a little, let's say a little heated because of the content that's in it and because of the situation that's going on. I mean, you can go ahead and ask me more about it in the comments. And of course, please leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe if you aren't already. Help me out with that algorithm. I'm looking to do more of this, and there's going to be more content that isn't so yelly. Like, this video could probably give Alex Jones a run for his money, if I'm being perfectly honest. But yeah, I have been Oswald Alves with Winterman Advocacy. Enjoy the video. So, it is I, Oswald Alves of Winterman Advocacy, once again with the video. What am I going to talk about today? Today, kids, we're going to talk about CDWA and just exactly how they're failing over 40,000 independent care providers. First of all, what is CDWA? If you know me personally, you've heard some of the stuff about some of my problems with them. The unreasonable wait times, the lack of support, the fact that they give me the runaround. It's pretty ridiculous, if I must say so. So, for today's video, let's see who they are. Let's switch to my screen. This is CDWA, or Consumer Direct Care Washington, or Consumer Direct Washington. They call themselves Consumer Direct Network Washington. It's like they've got like 6 different names for the same terrible company. Let's start with this right here. This right here. The number that leads to nowhere. Now, the reason I call it the number that leads to nowhere is because nobody ever picks up the phone. I have a recording before I started doing this, before I started this YouTube channel, of a 4-hour phone call. Well, not 4-hour, but a phone call that goes so long the call actually cuts off at about like 3.5 hours. What I did was I called their number in the morning about, I'd say probably like 11:30 in the morning. I tried to get a hold of somebody. I left it on hold. I went to shower and use the restroom and do all of my personal hygiene things. I completely showered. Like, you have to understand that for me to shower, it takes about an hour, because I have to use the restroom, which takes me about 2 hours to go properly so that I don't have to go again later. And then after that, my mother has to do this whole involved process of getting me in the shower chair and getting everything ready and actually bathing me, physically bathing me, like washing my back, making sure all my body's washed, all of my nooks and crannies, like all of that, absolutely all of that, absolutely the whole shower process takes about an hour, flat out. Takes an hour to shower me. I left it on hold as I was showering. Like, I had the phone in the bathroom with us, connected to, I have USB ports on my wall outlet in the bathroom. I had it connected to those outlets to make sure that my phone didn't die being on hold. I showered completely. Showered, bathed myself, brushed my teeth, did everything that I would usually do, and no one picked up. It went on for so long that while I was showering, the call actually got cut off. I have footage of, because what I did was I connected my phone to my computer. So on my computer screen, you can actually see the call timer read like 3.5 hours and then go dead. And then I have to call back, and then I sit on the phone for another 25 minutes. Nobody answered. Now, what I heard from somebody on Facebook is that those employees to answer that phone get paid $31 an hour. $31 an hour. That's absolutely ridiculous. To do what? To waste my time for 3 hours? And it's not just me. I'm part of a Facebook group that is nothing but parents and providers and caregivers. All of them have the same experience. I have called the union, and the union told me that they can't do anything because CDWA has yet to breach the contract they have made with the state. How ridiculous is that? That's absolutely ridiculous that nothing can be, that they're essentially profiting off of clients and caregivers and the state of Washington to do nothing. I have emails that I will be putting up of another parent of a client that decided to share their story with me. She emailed our representative, who emailed CDWA, and their response is nothing but stroking their own ego about how many caregivers they've onboarded, about everything that they've done and everything that they're doing with like cell phone companies to make sure that outgoing calls don't get blocked. And it's just absolutely worthless. I mean, I have been desperately trying to get my mother's pay stubs since I got back from Mexico in like February, in like January. I have been trying to get her pay stubs off of ADP. I sent CDWA a message. They finally answered me. I'm not sure if the employee was stupid or that they have a script that they have to follow. But like what they basically told me was, oh, you have to call ADP. Okay. I'm thinking, okay, finally progress. Finally something's gonna get done. So I call ADP, and what I got was absolutely ridiculous. It was the absolute biggest slap in the face because guess what? They don't offer live support. And then when I did try to find the pay stubs, the other answer I got was the other slap in the face. They told me to call the employer's HR. ADP can do nothing. Everything about the pay stubs is on CDWA. And I know I'm getting super emotional right now, but I have been dealing with this for months. And it just frustrates me, and I'm done. I'm done with it. So that's kind of a primer on like everything that is going on with CDWA. And one other thing that I wanted to share with you is how clients are supposed to create client accounts. Okay, so you go here to their website, the web portal. You go here. You go to register. You put in your email address so they can send you a verification code. You get the code, you put it in, you confirm it, you enter all your information. And then what happens is, after you do all of that, they make you wait another 5 days because they, for some reason, have to confirm your email address again, even though you just did it. Like, I kid you not, it's right here. Spot for your email address, send a verification code. CDWA, why do you have to do this twice? I don't understand that. Like, what is the point of a two-step verification like that? Because you've already verified that my email works because you sent me the code. I don't get that. Like, I don't understand what the logic is. And if you think I'm joking, let me see if I can find it in my downloads. I actually downloaded like the little pamphlet that they give you to do this with. I don't have it right now, but I know where it is. So let's go to that. So that you can see just exactly how ridiculous the process is. And like even right now, like I'm pretty smart. Like those of you that know me know that I'm tech savvy. Like I know how to do these things. Okay, what about somebody who's older? Like what about an older parent who's trying to do this for their kid? How are they going to get through all of this? Like, how are they going to navigate this rat's nest of a website to try and clock in hours? This is not user-friendly, and it's making me so frustrated that it's actually triggering my speech impediment. This is how bad it is. Client resources. Let's see. I think it's this one because, oh yeah, the readability is absolutely trash. Like, I have pretty bad eyesight. What if somebody was colorblind? Like, I have friends who are colorblind. I have a friend who uses prescription glasses. Like, I think he said that these lenses are like the kind they used to use on chickens, because like he has a weird color blindness spectrum that he needed prescription glasses for. But like, okay, my monitor is a 4K monitor. I still can't read that. That's how bad the readability is. And there's supposed to be a company that works exclusively with people with disabilities, and the readability is this bad? Yeah, here it is. Okay. Let me see if I can zoom this in to the point where we all can read this ridiculousness together. Okay. Here it is. Step 1. Open your internet browser. CDWA recommends using Google Chrome. Go to directmycare.com. Click on the register button to open the registration page. Step 4. Enter your email address and click Send Verification Code. So, they already have your email address. They're already sending you a verification code. This is what it looks like. And then, once you do that, once you verify all that stuff, verify the code, there's the code, enter your information. And this is absolutely just kicking us while we're down. See this right here? After clicking create, if you see this message, please contact CDWA to provide us with your email address to complete your registration. And it says, please allow up to 5 business days for us to complete your registration. Now, that's not exactly the entire truth, okay? Because on my Facebook group that I'm on for these parents and providers, I read a post somewhere where somebody had been waiting 3 weeks for this verification. Okay. And then the turnaround time for their emails is 2 days. So, which is it, CDWA? Are we talking 2 days for you to get it and then 5 days for you to verify it? Because that's not 5 days, that's 7. Don't put 5 days if it isn't actually 5 business days. And I have it on good authority from other providers and clients that it's not even 5 days. People have been waiting weeks for this stuff. It's ridiculous. I hate to get super up in arms about this, because those of you that know me know that I'm not usually like this, but their system for anything is ridiculous. And what's worse is that our DDA case managers know absolutely nothing. What you are getting right now is actually more than my case manager knows. CDWA does not talk to DDA or DSHS or any state entity, because their whole mission statement and their whole selling point was that everything was supposed to be easier. Everything was supposed to be more client and provider centered, so that the providers had more rights. And CDWA isn't doing anything. They're not, and it's ridiculous. It drives me nuts. Like I'm getting hot right now. I'm getting heated, because it's stupid. It's ridiculous, and we all have to deal with this. We all have to deal with this. The onboarding process takes forever, because the client and the provider have to be on the spot about the training, the signing of onboarding contracts. When all of this was with the state, my case manager would call me like, stuff is ready, I'm gonna send it to you right now digitally. Not with CDWA, because nobody calls me. I've never gotten a call from CDWA about anything. So they control the workweek limits for my mother. She's my paid caregiver. They control exactly how many hours she's allowed to work in a week. Because of the pandemic, I should have another caregiver, but I don't, because I don't know where people are coming from, and I'm not super sure if I'm allowed to ask about vaccination status, because I'm an asthmatic. I used to have really super bad asthma, as I talked about in my intro video. And I'm not going to want another caregiver who's coming from I don't know where, having interacted with other people who may or may not be contagious, not just with COVID, with anything, with the flu. The flu can put me in bed for days. I've had the flu before. It's not fun. So I don't know if I can ask about things like vaccination status. And what if I do, and what if somebody gets upset? Like, yeah, I know I should be tougher than that, but like, if they get upset and they leave, I'm back at square one anyway. It's a loss for me. Apologize, I hit the spacebar. So that's the reason that I don't have another caregiver right now, even though I should. And so why this is important, like, this is the big battle that I'm fighting along with some other people. Because CDWA just doesn't know what they're doing at all. And it's so bad. It's such a bad service and such a bad agency. They had a time clock application for your phone that they wanted you to use for those caregivers who don't live with their clients. That broke down. That has a limit. I'm not sure why my headphones keep cutting out like that. They keep going on power saver even though I'm using them. I'll have to find a way to disable that. Yeah, so the time clock that they are forcing non-living caregivers to use doesn't work right now. Like, it has a hard limit now of 6 hours. By default, regardless of workweek limits, caregivers are allowed to work 8 hours. And there's nothing being done about it. Nobody's checking in on that. Because CDWA doesn't care. Because all we are as clients and providers is a way for them to make money. And let me tell you, it's sickening, and I've had it up to here, and I apologize if this has turned into a bit of a tirade, but like, somebody's got to know about these things. Like, somebody has to know about these things. And I have tried calling, I've tried emailing, and I've just gotten the absolute runaround with emails and stuff. And like, when I do a much longer video on this, I'll have all my emails and all the responses, and yeah, it's terrible, and it's terrible, but this is my cause. This is what I've decided to. I hate to use the term go to war, but like, they aren't helping me. Like, CDWA, you're failing me as a client, and as a person with a disability, and you should be ashamed. Anyway, I have been Oswald Alves with Wintermain Advocacy. This has been a rant to just get things off my chest, and so that you guys understand exactly like what is going on. It just doesn't make sense, and I wish it would. And there are so many clients and caregivers that don't know what to do, and it's just terrible. It's terrible for everyone. All right, guys. Thank you.